Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. Just wanted to post this quick video about some things that happened surrounding a recent volcanic eruption that you may or may not have heard about. The volcano is called Mount Etna, and it's located in Italy, and it's what is known as an active stratovolcano. And just this past week, it suddenly erupted, causing the airports surrounding Sicily to shut down after a thick volcanic ash cloud almost completely covered the entire city, making takeoffs and landings impossible. So airports were shut down, and not only that, but when this thing erupted, there just happened to have been a BBC crew, a news crew, who had been climbing up Mount Etna as part of a film to report on volcano monitoring. At the time that they were climbing this thing, the conditions were perfect. It was blue skies, barely any wind, and as they got to the snow-covered summit of this thing, it exploded, spewing 1,000-degree Celsius hot magma and rocks at the group, pelting their vehicles. You're seeing a slowed-down clip of that here. This is actually on the mountain as this thing erupted, and it injured 10 people. Thankfully, nobody was killed or seriously hurt. So that happened. There was this major eruption, and then right around the same time, there was a video posted by a fellow YouTuber who goes by the name of BP Earthwatch. And if you haven't heard of him, many of you probably have, but he is basically your go-to guy in terms of volcanic activity, earthquakes, and he posted a video, and some people sent it to me. And he had discovered this footage that you're seeing here, which is actually from a webcam that was monitoring Mount Etna and the eruption that was occurring. And he noticed what appeared to be a very strange glowing light moving over top of the mouth of this thing. And you're seeing that here, and it passes by in about 5 or 6 frames. At nighttime, you can see the mouth of the volcano, you can see the heat coming out of this thing, and then we see this elongated, almost cigar-shaped light, or something that's emanating light. And it just kind of moves right over top, overhead. And I'll go ahead and loop this over here. But I thought it was a very interesting catch by BP Earthwatch. And, he goes into his analysis as to what he thinks it could be and why it likely isn't some sort of lens reflection from the volcano itself. Due to the way this thing moves and the way it's shaped, it just does not correlate with the light coming from the volcano. So whatever this thing is, it was there, moving above the volcano. And this is nothing new. And it's yet another instance where we have been seeing this very mysterious phenomena occurring around these volcanoes. I've studied this on this channel over the years, and if you're new to the subject or my channel, go back and look at my past videos where we've caught some amazing stuff happening. There's something going on with the volcanoes of Earth, and we've talked about all of the theories as to what's happening, and it's been said that these volcanoes are possibly being visited, or at least monitored, watched by something from off of our planet. Perhaps even intervening in some instances, possibly to prevent an eruption. I've mentioned before the Star Trek film, where they visit an alien planet that is about to be wiped out by this supervolcano. And so they fly their spacecraft down into the volcano and they detonate a sort of bomb. But instead of exploding in fire, it basically detonates this ice bomb that flash freezes the inside of this about to erupt volcano, thus preventing the eruption and saving the rest of the planet and all of these unknown beings on it. And so that is another theory, because we've certainly seen, especially these cylindrical or cigar-shaped things, we've seen them many times flying down into these volcanoes, not just flying over them, not just hovering near them, but flying down into them. And so, that begs the question, what's down there? What would be the reason that, whether you're an alien or whether it's something here on Earth, the military, what have you, why would you fly down into the mouth of a volcano? And this can be related to both aliens and the military, because it's also been said that within some of these volcanoes are entrances to heavily fortified, very secretive underground bases that have basically been built into the sides of these volcanoes or near the volcanoes and constructed in such a way that the only way to enter these said bases is to fly into the mouth down in there, hopefully while it's not erupting, and enter the base that way. And, this has been testified to before by former government workers. You'd be amazed at where some of the locations are for some of these deep underground bases. We're talking about underneath airports, in the ocean, deep under the ocean, volcanoes, underneath shopping malls. I mean, wherever you look, there could be a secret underground base. Seriously. So it brings up a lot of questions, not just when we see strange things near these volcanoes, but when they're going into them, that brings up a whole other set of questions that obviously, I don't have the answers to, but we at least can look at the evidence and say, okay, something is going on here. And so there's an obvious interest, whether it's the military or whether it's something off-world, in these volcanoes. And you'll notice that you always see these UFOs appear where something deadly is about to occur, whether it's a volcano that's about to erupt or a ballistic missile that's being tested, where, again, we've seen UFOs appear and suddenly dismantle these ballistic missile tests before they occur, dropping the missiles out of the sky. And this has been confirmed by people who were there during the tests, who have watched these unknown craft deactivate a missile that's in flight in the sky before it could detonate or complete its test. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys this new footage from Mount Etna. Be sure to check out BP Earthwatch's channel. I'll put a link to him down in the video description. And in some other news today, just to show you these real quick, there was a news story out of Argentina in the town of Carmen de Arizo, and I'm probably saying that wrong, so correct me down in the comments. I know you guys will. But here's the article here. You will actually have to translate it because it's not in English, but these strange 3 circles were found on a field, and they're calling it the mystery in Carmen de Arizo. Perfect circles appeared in the middle of a field. They are more than 15 meters in diameter, and nobody knows how they were generated. The intendant sent a sample to INTA. Now, reading a rough translation, the article then states that the 3 large circles drew the attention of neighbors over the weekend. No one knows how they were created. Someone took a sample and sent it to the National Institute of Agricultural Technology in order to maybe figure out what created them. One person was quoted as saying that they were struck by the precision with which these circles were made. They go on to say that so far there are no signs that this was the work of any person or persons. Any human activity in the place was ruled out, said one of the people. I asked to take a sample and sent it to the INTA to discard any revived. So I'm guessing they're just trying to test any material that was left. So they're anxiously waiting the results. And yeah, looks like we have some bona fide crop circles here. And, crop circles are a hallmark of ufology. And, of course, they can be created by men. It has been shown that, yes, virtually anything you find in this research can obviously be imitated. And that goes for anything in this world. Anything, virtually everything these days can be imitated by man. But that doesn't necessarily make it so. And that does not necessarily mean that just because someone else can imitate something, that the phenomenon isn't real and that something else may be creating them. And there's plenty of evidence that shows that these crop circles have appeared virtually overnight where no human could even have access to, and there's been craft seen in the vicinity of these circles being created. So, of course, I will follow up on this story. Here is a really cool picture someone sent me on Twitter. This was on the side of a U-Haul truck, and you can see the green alien here, and let's zoom in here. And you can see a crashed saucer, and it says, "Did you know? After reports of a fiery object crashing near Roswell, the Air Force originally stated a flying saucer was found. They later claimed that it was just a weather balloon." learn more at uhaul.com. So that's pretty cool. I guess U-Haul is getting into the UFO business, the alien business. Who knows? This was probably taken near New Mexico, so it's definitely a travel destination for many people who love to research this topic. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool, and this is true. There was a crash at Roswell, and the military did originally state that they had recovered a crashed disc, and there's no two ways about it. They said it, and then they retracted what they said, and then called it a weather balloon. So, good on U-Haul for putting the info out there. Kudos. Lastly, I just want to show you something really cool that a viewer sent in to me. But a guy who creates things using a 3D printer recently shipped me out a box that contained a bunch of these awesome 3D printed Secure Team logos. And you're seeing the box here with all of these different colored ones. There's like 20 of these things. Really, really cool stuff. And he also sent me a plaque that he also printed with a 3D printer that you're seeing here, which reads, "Secure Team, thank you for doing what you do. Keep it real." And there's some little aliens, and these are all three-dimensional. So all of these little designs are actually raised up off of the plastic here. And this is just really, really awesome. So I wanted to give a special shout out to Scott for taking the time to create these and then shipping them out to me. And I just want to tell you guys that I am this week opening a P.O. box. So if there's anyone out there who wants to send me fan art or anything like that, I've been getting a lot of emails from people who've asked me about P.O. boxes because they have something they want to send, a letter, a drawing, anything. If you have something cool you want to send me, and I'm talking to my fans here, none of you undercover haters out there better be sending me anthrax or anything like that. Federal offense, remember that. But if you're a fan, I will have a P.O. box set up this week, which I will announce on Twitter, and I will put in the video description of my future videos. So, with that, thank you guys for stopping by today, and thank you all for being such cool people. And keep sending in your stories and your footage, and I'll love to feature it. So, have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you all back in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.